She texted, "Having fun with the girls. Don't wait up." I made pasta, turned on a game, tried to relax. Her friend went live by mistake. The hotel logo flashed, and her ex walked into frame with her. I took a breath, hit record, and opened a folder for proof. I, 32, male, manage logistics for a furniture warehouse in Nashville, Tennessee. I live on the east side. Small apartment, steady routine, nothing flashy. Her name is Tessa. We dated a year. We were 2 months from a courthouse wedding and a barbecue after. Simple, cheap, good food, people we love. My best friend is Jordan. My sister is Paige. That is my circle. Tessa and her friends planned a girls' night. She sent the text with the winky face. "Having fun with the girls, don't wait up." I pictured cocktails and laughs. I boiled pasta and put on a game. I tried to be that easygoing guy I say I am. 10 minutes later my phone buzzed. Jordan sent a link. "Is this Tessa's friend?" I tapped. A live video and shaky portrait. Music, giggles, and a big gold hotel logo on the wall behind the bar. The camera swung and caught Tessa's profile. She leaned into a man's shoulder like the pose lived there. The man turned. Luke, her ex, same jaw, same stupid baseball cap. The camera jerked away and cut. I did not throw my phone. I hit the screen record icon. I saved the clip. I rewound and recorded again to capture the hotel logo clean. I paused on the logo. The each, with the vine. I knew that hotel from a charity event. Uptown, expensive drinks, matching robes in the rooms. Not a place her friends usually hit. I opened a folder on my phone and named it Saturday. I dropped the screen recording in. I took a screenshot of the logo. I added a note with time and what I saw. I texted Tessa. "Looks like a nice place." She replied with a heart and a champagne emoji. No words. My hands shook a little. I turned off the game. I stared at the pasta and lost my appetite. I washed the bowl and sat at the table with my notebook. I wrote the timeline. Her text. Jordan's link. The logo. Luke. I slept light. I woke to a soft knock from my neighbor's cat at the window and the tight feeling in my chest. Morning brought an alert from my bank. Our shared card had a hold from the same hotel. Room service. The amount matched a late night tray. I took a screenshot. I drank water and sat very still. Then I stood and started moving. Movement keeps the mind steady. I decided not to confront through a wall of texts. I wanted facts that talk by themselves. I called Jordan. He is plain-spoken. He said, "We gather proof, then we talk once." I agreed. He said to call the hotel and ask a simple question. I did. The front desk would not share guest names. They did confirm their bar runs public. I asked if the logo on the wall behind the bar matched my screenshot. The clerk laughed. "That is us." He wished me a good day. He did not know what his voice gave me. A clean yes. Tessa came home near noon in the same dress from the video. She kicked off her shoes and fell on the couch. She smelled like citrus and something else she did not wear for me. She smiled and asked if I missed her. I said yes. Then I asked how the night went. She said they hit a karaoke spot. She said they shared fries. She said they ended at a friend's apartment. She asked if I saved any pasta. She looked straight at me while she lied. I watched her eyes hold mine. My stomach turned. I asked if she ran into anyone we know. She said no. I asked if she stopped at a hotel bar. She said no. She said hotel bars are sad. She laughed. I let it sit. I kissed the top of her head and told her I was running to the store. She said get coffee. I walked out and down the block and kept walking until the air cooled my face. Update 1. I called my sister Paige. She teaches music in Knoxville, but she knows when to pick up on the first ring. I told her the bare bones. She told me to breathe. She told me to think. "You want quiet facts," she said. "You do not want to fight in the kitchen with no ground." She was right. I drove to the parking garage under our building and asked the attendant if I could pull last night's entry footage for my spot. He knows me. Small building, good report. He checked a monitor and pulled up a clip. At 8:07 p.m. Tessa walked out with a weekender bag. She had left the house earlier with only a small purse. The bag had not been there before. I saved the clip to a thumb drive. He should not have given it to me. He did anyway. He said, "You did not get this here." I thanked him. I stopped by a coffee shop and opened my laptop. I logged into our shared card. I checked the pending charges. Hotel hold. Ride share to that hotel late. A charge for a florist in the morning small. I took clean screenshots. I exported the monthly statement to a PDF. I saved all of it to a folder named Receipts. I did not shake anymore. I texted Jordan. He asked if I wanted him with me for the talk. I said no. I needed to do it alone. He said he would sit in his truck outside if I needed him. That is the kind of friend you want on your side. I drove home with 2 coffees and a calm face. Tessa sat up and smiled like nothing bent. I handed her a cup and sat across from her. I placed my phone on the table and hit play on the screen recording. The logo. The bar. Her face. Luke's cap. Her leaning in. The cut. She went still. Then she breathed out fast like a laugh. That is not me, she said. I wanted to be shocked. I was not. I hit pause on her profile in the frame. Same dress. Same bracelet with the little leaf charm. I zoomed in on the scar on her forearm from when she burned it years ago. There it was. She swallowed. She sighed. We stopped there for a drink, she said. He happened to be there with friends. It was harmless. You are overreacting. I slid the ride-share receipt across the table on my phone. Same hotel. Then the bank alert for room service. She stared. We ate, she said. It was loud downstairs. I asked if she booked a room. She said no. I asked where she slept. She said Maya's apartment. I asked for a text from Maya that backed that up. She said I was turning into a cop. She stood up and walked to the sink. I ended that update with a decision. I told her I wanted space. I told her I would sleep at Jordan's for a few days. I told her not to touch my documents while I was out. She rolled her eyes. I packed a bag and left. I did not slam the door. Update 2. At Jordan's place we built the next steps like a shelf. One piece at a time. He handed me a pen and said, "We'll make a list." We wrote the vendors who held deposits for our barbecue. The backyard venue. The cooker. The DJ. We wrote the totals and dates. We wrote the refund windows. We had 2 weeks to keep most of it. I felt a pulse of purpose. I called the venue and asked a question in a calm voice. Has anyone called to change our date? The manager said someone named Luke, same last initial as Tessa's ex, had called to ask about guest capacity. He said Luke claimed to be a family friend. He asked about moving to a Friday night. The manager did not make changes. He logged the call. He told me the date and time. I wrote them down. I thanked him. I stared at the wall and blinked slow. I called the cooker. He said Tessa had asked for a cocktail hour menu upgrade last week. More cost. She used the shared card. I checked the statement. There it was. I had missed it the first pass. I took a screenshot. My chest felt tight and then a little less tight. Every piece that matched the pattern made me steadier. Paige texted me. You need a lawyer letter. She was right. I did not want a war. I wanted a line. I reached out to a small firm I had used for a lease issue years ago. Ms. Alvarez took my call. I liked her voice. Dry, warm, no fluff. I told her I needed 2 things. A letter asking Tessa to stop spending on the shared card and to return my property if she planned to move out. And a template to cancel vendors clean. Ms. Alvarez sent a draft by evening. It asked for a pause on shared spending, a return of my documents, and a meeting time to divide what we bought together. It also asked her to stop contacting any wedding vendors without me on the call. It was simple. No heat. Facts and requests. I signed it. Ms. Alvarez sent it by email and certified mail. Tessa did not reply to the letter. She texted me instead. You made this ugly. It was a drink. Then, you left me. Then a photo of a takeout dessert from the same hotel restaurant with a hand I recognized holding the plate edge. A man's hand. Luke has a scar near his thumb from a bike wreck. I stared at the scar. I breathed in and out. I asked the building office to put a note on my unit. Property manager notice. I told them Tessa and I were separating. I asked them not to give keys to anyone. I gave them a list of who could enter. Me, the manager, a locksmith if I called. They added the note. The manager nodded. We have you, she said. She has seen this before. Jordan and I went to my place at noon the next day while Tessa was out. I took my documents, my laptop, my passports, and a box of photos. I left furniture. I left the TV. I left the couch we bought. I am not the person who fights over a couch. As I walked down the hall with the box, I ran into Maya. She looked like she had not slept. She asked if she could talk to me later. I said now was fine. She stared at the floor and told me the truth in a flat voice. The live was hers. She posted by mistake. She deleted fast, but not fast enough. She said Tessa had been seeing Luke on and off for weeks. She said it started after a fight we had over wedding costs. She said she told Tessa to end it. Tessa did not. Maya looked sick and angry at herself. I asked Maya if Tessa slept at her place the night of the live. She shook her head. She said they got rooms at the hotel because the ex and his friend showed up. She said they made bad choices. She said sorry. I thanked her for telling me. I did not yell. My jaw ached from holding still. I ended that update with a clean decision. I canceled the wedding. I called each vendor and used Ms. Alvarez's template. I ate the small fees. I saved what I could. I sent confirmation emails to myself and moved the refunds into a separate account with a plain name. I felt something close to relief. Update 3. That night the building office called me. The manager said a man tried to use Tessa's last name to ask for a key to my unit. He said he was family. They denied him. They logged it. They sent me the timestamp and a short description. Baseball cap. Scar by the thumb. I thanked them and added the notice to my folder. Tessa showed up at Jordan's door the next morning. He texted me. I stepped outside. She looked tired and furious. She said I humiliated her. She said Maya betrayed her. She said I should have fought for us, not for refunds. I stood still and let the words pass by like weather. I told her the wedding was canceled. I told her to stop using the shared card. I told her Ms. Alvarez would handle the rest. I told her I hoped she returned my birth certificate and the spare car key. She opened her mouth like she would scream. Then she closed it. She asked if I loved her. I wanted to lie and say yes to ease her face. I said I loved the person I thought she was. The person in front of me was not that person. She left without saying goodbye. 2 hours later my phone exploded with messages from a group chat I did not know. The chat name had a heart and a martini glass. It was Tessa and 3 friends. Someone added me by accident. I do not know how. I will not guess. I opened the thread and read my name in a joke. Tessa wrote, "He is a logistics guy, he likes plans, so I gave him one." Maya replied with a single, "Stop." Another friend wrote, "Luke says hi." Then someone realized I was in there. The chat ended, but not before a photo popped in, a mirror selfie from the hotel bathroom. Luke behind Tessa, blurred, hands on her shoulders. Not explicit. Enough to clear smoke. I saved the thread. I sent it to Ms. Alvarez. She replied with one line. "Breathe. Small, claims for the unauthorized charges is an option." I did not care about court for punishment. I cared about clean lines. We filed anyway to recover the upgrade to the cooker and the room service since it hit our shared card without my consent. The clerk stamped the papers. Date set in a few weeks. I told Paige about the group chat. She told me to get off my phone and out into air. I went for a walk along the river. A band played in a park. Kids ran in circles. It was a normal day. My life felt off, but the world did not care. That helped me. The next day Tessa posted a story, black background, white text. "Some men hate fun." She tagged no one. People can do math. Jordan sent me a screenshot. I did not reply. Ms. Alvarez sent Tessa a short letter asking her to stop posting about me. It was firm and calm, no heat. The story came down an hour later. The small claims date came fast. Tessa arrived with Luke. He sat in the back and stared at the floor. Ms. Alvarez prepped me with short sentences. The judge asked for facts. I gave them. Shared card, upgrade fee, room service charge. The hotel hold. The bank screenshots. The property manager noticed that a man tried to get a key. The group chat image that showed a hotel bathroom. The judge looked at the papers and nodded. He asked Tessa if she had my permission to use the card for those items. She said we were engaged. He asked again. Did he say yes? She said no. He ruled that she reimbursed those charges and the filing fee. Small money in the scheme of things. Large for the line it drew. After court, Luke followed me down the hall. He muttered that I should have been more fun. I looked at his scar and his cap and felt nothing. Not anger, not hate, just the hollow where love had been, now quiet. I told him to go home. I went to my apartment with Jordan. We packed Tessa's things into neat bins. Clothes, books, the coffee mug she loved. I labeled each bin with a word: closet, bath, kitchen. Jordan loaded them in his truck. I texted Tessa a time to pick them up from the office with the manager present. She showed up, took the bins, and did not look at me. That was a mercy. I ended that update with a simple act. I changed the lock. The cylinder clicked. I breathed out for what felt like the first time in weeks. Final update. The refunds hit my account. The court check cleared. Ms. Alvarez closed the file with a short email and a thank you. She said I handled a bad situation with calm. I paid her bill and put the receipt in my folder. I cleaned the apartment. I moved the couch to face the window. I bought a cheap plant at a hardware store and set it on the sill. I started running in the mornings again. 3 miles by the river. Slow pace. I waved at the same dog each day. Routine stitched me back together. Paige drove over one weekend with a lasagna and a hug that almost cracked a rib. She helped me take down the string of lights we had put up for the imagined barbecue night. We ate on paper plates on the floor and told stories that had nothing to do with Tessa. The room felt lighter by the time the sun dropped. Jordan stayed the friend he has always been. He does not talk in circles. He asked once if I missed her. I said I missed the idea, not the person. He nodded. We changed his oil in the driveway and argued about a game and laughed when the socket slipped and nearly took out his knuckle. Tessa sent one last message a month later. It said, "I messed up. I hope you forgive me someday." I did not reply. Forgiveness does not mean going back. It means I do not carry the weight in my pocket anymore. I placed her message in the archive and went for a walk. I learned simple rules that I will keep. If a partner says girls' night, that is fine, and I wish them joy, but I will never ignore a churning gut when facts line up. I will not fight on feelings alone. I will collect proof, then speak once, calm and clear. I will keep money lines written down. I will keep shared cards for small things, not hotel rooms. If someone tries to make me the cop for asking for receipts, they are not my person. I do not hate Tessa. I do not cheer for her either. I hope she grows past the rush of a secret drink and the thrill of a hotel robe selfie. I hope she tells the truth to the next person before the lie eats the future. I kept one photo from the almost wedding folder. Me and Paige and Jordan in my backyard at a test run, holding plates of ribs, laughing into the smoke. I framed it and set it by the TV. It is not a memory of loss. It is proof of the people who stood with me when it mattered. On quiet nights I sit on the couch and listen to traffic. I think about how fast a life can pivot on one shaky live video and a gold logo on a wall. I do not distrust the world now. I trust myself more. My gut speaks, I hear it, I act. I document. I keep my voice low and my steps clean. If you are sitting with a phone and a sick feeling after a text like mine, hear me. Save the clip. Screenshot the charge. Write the time. Ask direct questions once. If the answers turn to fog, walk toward air. You will breathe again. You will sleep again. The plant on your sill will lean into the light. You will too. I take the long route home after late shifts now. I pass that hotel sometimes. The logo still shines. People still laugh in the bar. Life does not stop for my story. That used to sting. It does not now. It comforts me. I am one person in a big city with a clean lock and a calm kitchen and friends who show up with sockets and lasagna. That is enough. The last box with Tessa's name sat in my closet for weeks. I drove it to the property office, signed it over, and walked out without looking back. I deleted the folder named Saturday a month later. I kept the notes and court papers for a while, then I shredded them. I did not need them anymore. I still get the occasional text from someone who heard a warped version through a grapevine. I send no paragraphs. I write one line. We did not work. I wish her well. Then I go make pasta and watch a game. I sit with that easygoing guy I wanted to be, and I realize he is back. He stayed the whole time. He waited for me to choose him. I lock the door. I turn off the light. I sleep through the night. I wake up clean.